Hello, dear friends, and we'll have an English lesson again. Today, for our lesson, you will need your English book, Students Book 7, and we'll continue to study Unit 8 from Australia to Belarus. Lesson 2, Down Under. What is it about? Of course, it's about Australia, which is situated in the southern hemisphere, and it is often called a down under country. Please open your books at page 214. Exercise 2B. Listen to a conversation between Nick and his mom and say why the boy wants to go to Australia and his mom doesn't. And match the sentences, the parts of the sentences in exercise 2C, the beginnings with the endings.
Unit 8, Lesson 2, Exercise 2, B and D.
Mum, if you go to Australia by ship, how long does it take?
I don't really know. I think it takes weeks and weeks if you go there by sea. Why?
You see, when I go to Australia, I'll see all the unusual animals, kangaroos, koalas. They are called marsupials, you know. They have little bags in their bodies for their babies. We're doing a project in Australia next year. I'll call it Down Under.
Marsupials. If you don't stop talking about Australia, you'll never go there. And remember, if you go to Australia for Christmas, it'll be summer there.
I don't mind. If I travel to Australia, I'll go on a guided tour to see all the landmarks. I'd like to go to Australia by plane. It's faster than by ship.
When you travel by plane, they usually x-ray your luggage, so they'll certainly see how untidy you are.
Very funny. If we go by ship, you'll get seasick.
That isn't funny at all.
Sorry, Mum. It was a silly joke. If you don't spend Christmas at home, you'll get homesick.
Of course I will. And you? Excuse me, how long will it take us if we go to Australia by ship?
If you go to Australia by ship, it'll take you, let me check. It'll take you about 4 weeks to get there by ship.
Oh dear, that's too long, I'm afraid. And if we fly there?
If you travel by plane, it'll take you no more than 15 hours.
I'm scared of flying. I hate planes. I've never flown by plane, you know.
I don't think you should worry. Planes are safer than cars.
Okay, so Nick wants to go to Australia because he wants to see unusual animals and wonderful landmarks. And his mom is afraid to travel by plane and she thinks that she will get homesick and seasick if she goes there by ship. Now, let's check exercise 2C. So, when I go to Australia, I'll see all the unusual animals. It's F. 2. If you don't stop talking about Australia, you'll never go there. B. 3. If you go to Australia for Christmas, it'll be summer there. H. If I travel to Australia, I'll go on a guided tour to see all the landmarks. It's C. If we fly, they will certainly see how untidy you are. D. If we go by ship, you'll get seasick. It's E. If you don't spend Christmas at home, you'll get homesick. It's G. It'll take you about 4 weeks if you go by ship. I. If you travel by plane, it'll take you no more than 15 hours. A. Okay, good. Now, let's look at some sentences from this exercise and answer some questions. Are these sentences about the present or the future? They're about the future, about a possible future situation. So let's see. If I travel to Australia, I will go on a guided tour. What tense do we use in the if clause? If I travel, present simple. And what do we use in the main clause? We'll go future simple. In Russian, in both parts, we use future tense, a future tense. Если я поеду в Австралию, я возьму тур с гидом. The same happens if we have a when clause. When I go to Australia, present simple, I will see unusual animals. And if the if clause goes in the second part of the sentence, we don't put a comma. Do you remember about it? And again, in the if part, we use present simple, and in the main clause, we use future simple. If clauses which describe possible future situations are called the first conditionals. Let's look at the table. Let's compare the zero conditional and the first conditional. The zero conditional describes things that are always or usually true, and the first conditionals tell us about possible future situations. In the if part, in both conditionals, we use present simple. But in the main clause, in the zero conditional, we use the present simple tense. And in the first conditional, we use the future simple tense. And in both conditionals, we can use unless instead of if not. And remember, there is a difference between if and when. Look, if it doesn't rain means unless it rains. We are not sure if it rains or not. When it doesn't rain, we know that it won't rain. Okay, now let's do exercise 4 on page 215 and 216. Read the sentences in the speech bubbles. Which of them are true for you? B. Which of them tell us about the present and which about the future? When people travel, they usually make many new friends. It's about the present. If you travel by plane, you get airsick. About the present again. So it's the zero conditional. If she doesn't speak English with her British friends, she will never be good at it. It's about the future, so it is a first conditional. When I do my English homework regularly, I get more good marks. It's a present situation. If I don't go to school tomorrow, I'll miss my English class. It's about the future and is a first conditional. So complete the rule. In if and well clauses, we use what tends to speak about the future? We use present simple. Okay, let's do exercise 5A. Read Nick's message to his dad. Does Rosie know about the plans of the family for the Christmas holidays? No, she doesn't. Let's see. When I see Rosie, I'll tell her more about our plans. Now, please stop the video and do exercise 5B. Use the correct forms in Nick's message. Then we'll listen and check. Let's check. Dear Dad, everybody says that if we don't go to Australia for the Christmas, we will miss a lot of fun. The journey isn't too long. Uncle Andrew says that if you travel to Sydney by ship, it will take you about 4 weeks. If Rosie or Mum gets seasick, they will take some medicine. When I see Rosie, I will tell her more about your plans. Nick. And do you want to go to Australia? If yes, how would you like to go there? By plane or by ship? Thank you for today.